A very warm welcome to the year-end special show of the New Indian Express. Here we are dealing with Indian politics. I am A Ameerudheen. I am joined by Mr. R Kannan. Mr. Kannan is an eminent scholar and prolific commentator on Indian politics and international affairs. He worked with the United Nations and he wrote three prominent books about Indian politics. Two of them are biographies of C.N. Annadurai and M.G. Ramachandran. He also wrote a book chronicling the history of Dravidian political movement. Welcome, Mr. Kannan, to this special interview.
Good morning, Amir. Very, very nice to see you today.
So, let me start by asking you, what are the important developments that could happen in 2026?
I think electorally speaking, four major states will go to polls. Assam, West Bengal, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Of these four states, two are very important, West Bengal and Tamil Nadu, because they are larger states compared to the Assam and Kerala. And except in Assam, the BJP is not in power in any of the other states. So they will fight a very pitched battle to register their presence. And that is what we will witness in most of these contests. There's a union territory of Puducherry which will go to polls. So that is what we should be looking at. The contest will be keenly felt in West Bengal because for several reasons. Number one, the BJP has been trying to register its presence since the last parliamentary elections and in the elections prior to that, from 2019, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And they've gained ground. They have become the major opposition party, replacing the Marxists. Now, with what is happening in Bangladesh, it can work in their favor, to their advantage, but it is still a moot question whether that will help them displace Didi, who has been in power for 14 plus years now.
Yeah, so anti-incumbency will definitely play a role there.
Anti-incumbency may not play that much of a role. I think the Bengalis are inured with Didi's style of leadership. Probably she champions Bengali nationalism much better than the BJP can on its own do. So the contest is, the key question will be whether it is whether the Bengalis would buy Hindutva or whether they will still vote for Bengali nationalism. So that is the question there.
Okay, so then the next major state would be Tamil Nadu, as far as your observation. And it's your home state, you have written books about Tamil Nadu. And what can we expect in the 2026 elections in Tamil Nadu?
If the elections were to happen today, the elections have been settled already. The DMK will be voted back to power. If the elections were to happen in May, as they are scheduled, and if nothing major happens between now and then, even then the DMK is likely to be voted back to power. The contest in Tamil Nadu will be for the second place. Will it be the traditional AIA-DMK, which has played both the ruling party and in the opposition when it was not in power, to the DMK, or will the new entrant actor Vijay's Tamizhaga Vetri Kazhagam, TVK, will perform so well that it will probably rise to the second place by the share of votes, or I would limit it to the share of votes more than the number of seats, because it's still very unclear to me how what voters have in mind here, how this will play out. But as of now, I can tell you he's the largest crowd puller in Tamil Nadu.
But you didn't mention AIDMK or BJP because they claim that they are still a force to reckon with.
I think they are a major player, but I'm not so sure that they are still as potent as they once were. This BJP is a bit of a millstone around the AIADMK's neck. And I don't see how the minorities will feel encouraged to vote for this combine. So the minority votes are already lost. They will gravitate towards the DMK, which has always championed or claims to champion the rights of the interests of the minorities, especially the Muslims. The Congress, there are Christian Tamils who are favorably inclined to the Congress. Therefore, Kanyakumari traditionally votes for national parties. Currently, I think the member of parliament there happens to be from the Congress side. So I think the election is settled as far as Tamil Nadu goes. The caveat is, unless something happens from now and then.
But how about anti-incumbency?
Anti-incumbency is present, but that is not enough to dislodge the DMK.
Why you are so confident in
Because
saying
the
that?
opposition is hopelessly divided. Because the TVK's emergence as a major force will eat into mostly the opposition votes. And the reason the DMK is voted back to power here is exactly the reason why the BJP is voted back to power in the center. There's the opposition is hopelessly divided. There are egos amongst the opposition leaders. So it is easy when the opposition happens to be a disparate force to conquer the opposition. So you happen to be the single largest party. Today in Tamil Nadu, the DMK happens to be the single largest party. It has committed voters. Even in 1991, when Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated, the DMK polled a solid 22%. No other party can match that feat. So therefore, the DMK is in a very strong position. It has given a relatively all right administration. I mean, you can pick holes in the way they have run this place, but then they're boasting of a huge economic success in nominal terms, more than 14% growth, etc. So they will leverage all that. There have been some very good social welfare schemes like handouts of 1,000 rupees to more than a crore women folk in Tamil Nadu, and then the free bus rides, etc., etc. Yes, anti-incumbency will cut into some of their vote base, but they have a solid coalition that stays with them, that has been tried and tested. So I think people will go for.
But there were rumors that Congress is planning to move away from the coalition. Will it happen?
I don't think it'll happen. I don't think it'll happen. They are secure. If I was in the Congress camp, or if I was advising the Congress camp, why would you leave a secure position where everything is secure, you're in a safe zone, you're being treated, at least from the outside, respectfully. Your leader, Rahul Gandhi, is being feted every time he comes here. The chief minister has a personal rapport with that family. Why would I jeopardize all that for something that is so uncertain? Okay. So I don't think it will happen.
Yeah. So then going by the Vijay's rallies, we could see a lot of youngsters crowding to see him, crowding to get a glimpse of him. So those presence, will it convert into votes?
I think most of it will convert to votes, because these are Tamil Nadu, like everybody else, has a young demographic, and that young demographic is solidly behind this new entrant. I would, part of it is cinema, part of it is, I mean, if cinema can explain everything, then why do other actors don't draw such crowds? So cinema cannot explain everything. There is a social bent, perhaps, that people see in actor Vijay's work, his last 10, 15 years of his fans associations turning into welfare associations, him choosing the best, the toppers in exams, etc., etc. So I think there is a bit more than cinema that works in his favor. There is some expectation, and then perhaps people are tired of both the Karagams. And then there is a sizable section of those people who are looking for an alternative who might plump for actor Vijay. But will that be enough for him to displace the AIADMK as the main opposition party is the question which the elections will decide. Certainly, I don't think as of now he'll be able to dislodge on his own the DMK.
But the Karur tragedy has dented his image, right?
That's what I felt initially. But observing him, watching the crowds, etc., I don't think that it made a major impact. Initially, his responses, his belated response, his response time were not to my liking. If I was there in his shoes, or if there was another leader, what I would have expected from that leader there as leadership material is for him to be there, stake his presence with his fans and grieve with them. That didn't happen. It took some time for him to collect himself and then to come up with a response. All this, in the minds of people like me, raised a question mark. But his fans, I think, are solidly behind him.
Okay, so now let's move on to the national politics again. So we started from West Bengal. Let's move to Assam. Assam is for us, as far as BJP is concerned, it's a major state because they got a person like Himanta Biswa Sharma as the chief minister. So do you think Congress can regain or power there, or will BJP retain power there?
From here, I think the BJP stands a good chance of coming back to power in Assam. Assam might be the easiest state for the BJP for the moment. So I think the BJP is okay with Assam. As I said, I'm seeing things from here, and I'm reading press reports, etc., and I'm opining on it. I feel if we move from Assam to West Bengal, Didi has a better chance of coming back. As I said, the question is whether it is a vote for Hindutva or Bengali nationalism. If Bangladesh goes really very bad, the BJP will try to point out, we are the saviors of such things. We can prevent such things from happening, and so they can take a harsh stance. But there isn't anybody in West Bengal who can replace the magic or mojo of Didi. So that is a handicap. And West Bengal, the Bengalis are good poets, very intelligent people, and until 1971, they also showed that they can fight valiantly under the Mukti Baghani in Bangladesh. So they are seeing what happens all over. So if you want Marathi nationalism, the BJP is not really the answer. But thankfully, they have a section of the Shiv Sena with them. So if you want unadulterated Bengali nationalism, then Didi seems to be the answer, with all the shortcomings of having been in power for 15 years, of running a dynastic succession, all that. A nephew seems to be in charge, etc. So that has created some heartburn amongst the old guard. So that apart, I think at the moment, I think the Didi stands a good chance of coming back to power, maybe with a reduced margin.
Okay.
But quite a bit depends upon what happens in Bangladesh.
Okay. So again, coming down to south again, Kerala and Puducherry. Those are the two interesting states together.
Puducherry, I think Rangasamy, the BJP alliance, is likely to return to power. I don't think the DMK pitch will make maybe the DMK, because it happens to be in power here, will give a tough fight. But it's a small state. I think Rangasamy reads his people very well. So therefore, I think they're okay there. Kerala will be very interesting because the BJP has done well in the civic body polls in Trivandrum. It has a mayor in Trivandrum. Things that you would have never expected. Last elections, they had their first member of parliament on their own. Here, they could, in Tamil Nadu, they could only do that in alliance with one of the Karagams, not on their own. So, I think Kerala will be interesting, where my feeling is that the BJP will register a better presence in Kerala. It is not clear whether that will be very profound, etc. The question there is whether the usual alternating of parties will happen. Will the Congress replace them? And if the Congress were to replace them, then the question is, who will be its chief minister? Will it be Mr. Venugopal or Mr. Shashi Tharoor?
Oh, you're considering Shashi Tharoor as a chief ministerial candidate?
I think if I was Dr. Tharoor, I would like to run a state to begin with.
But he's nowhere in the state level politics picture.
Look, the Congress is, after the 70s, when the Congress was run, until the 70s, the Congress was run by regional bosses. When Indira Gandhi took over, rose to the hem of the party, these regional bosses were marginalized. So they were appointees from Delhi. Dr. Tharoor was nowhere in Kerala until 2009. He was parachuted to Trivandrum, and then he went to Parliament. And then since then, the folks of Trivandrum have taken kindly to him, and then they've been re-electing him all the time, except in the last elections, he only won by about a 16,000 vote difference because he was fighting a very major media baron. So anything can happen. We need to wait to see. But I don't think the Congress leadership is favorably disposed towards Dr. Tharoor.
Yeah, okay. Let's wait and watch. And again, moving back to the national politics, BJP is in a strong position at the moment after this Bihar election win. Do you think that BJP will continue the same strategy which it has been adopting for some time, or will they do something different? Because the reason I'm asking this question is they installed a young president, working president. So, do you think it's an generational shift?
Likely, but they have figured out that 10,000 rupees done in a very legitimate manner to 1.1 crore plus households just a few months before the elections will return you to power. In fact, they're the largest, single largest party in Bihar.
Yeah.
So now this is, so in Assam that is possible. Here, I think these people, and even in Kerala and in other places, I think they will take a page from the BJP's book, and everybody will play this. So we can expect in Tamil Nadu an announcement for about 2,000 rupees at least to every household sometime before the elections. The question is, where will they find the money? But anyway, they will have to. Where did Bihar find its money? So we don't know. So they'll figure out something. The BJP, it was long overdue. The leadership change was long overdue. In the South, I mean, I don't know this person, right? He's a non-entity, but then so was Nadda. So the BJP always has, except, if you remember, except Vajpayee and Advani, the other people who had headed the BJP, like Venkaiah Naidu, there was even another Telugu who lost his, in a scandal, who lost his place. So these were, the head of the BJP is more a figurehead in my mind. I don't think anybody is looking up to him because Mr. Modi has become the BJP itself. Mr. Modi represents the BJP in its entirety. People vote for the BJP mostly, I think, because they buy this Modi brand of politics.
So, how about the brand of Hindutva politics? That's what I'm curious about, because will they resort to the more firebrand Hindutva politics?
Rapprochement with the minorities is a distant thing for the BJP. I think this is the first time in Indian history that you have a national cabinet without a single Muslim on it. And this has been going on for some years now. They don't have even a Muslim member of parliament who has been elected on their ticket. They had only one candidate who fought the elections in Uttar Pradesh, and he lost, I think, a Muslim candidate. So I don't think you and I need to delude ourselves that they'll reach out to the minorities. They don't have to. They can, so long as, but their Hindutva has been milked enough. So people who are there, that is why I said the Modi brand of politics of many people believe that he delivers. Okay, you and I might have questions on the level of delivery. Has he really delivered? Have we really moved forward in these 11 years that the BJP has been in power? All this is debatable. But I think Modi is a much more potent magnet drawing force than Hindutva for, I think, at least the learned, literate, middle-income group.
Okay. Then how about Congress? What corrections will Congress make in 2026?
What corrections can it make? Look, the Gandhi family is a mascot. They are the only saleable family or identity or a mascot all over India. So there are people who argue that once the Gandhis step down and then the party becomes democratic, then it'll rejuvenate. I am not so sure that that will happen. The Congress has been replaced in many of the states by regional parties. It has lost its space. Somehow, with all the noise and bluster and the presence that Mr. Rahul Gandhi has on the national stage, it fails to somehow resonate with the masses. And as I mentioned to you earlier, the opposition happens to be hopelessly divided. So the Congress cannot accommodate or reach agreement with the Aam Aadmi. It cannot reach agreement with somebody quickly in Bihar, Tejasvi Yadav, I think. So there are these, you don't have a leader as tall as Modi in the opposition camp. And that's a huge gift for the BJP already.
So what can Congress do at this point of time
They'll
as
have
a
to wait
political observer?
I think for the moment they'll have to wait it out and wait for Mr. Modi to, like old generals never die and fade away, for Mr. Modi to fade away.
But Congress is taking up a lot of issues that affect the public. For example, the Mandrega scheme, or any other the latest 4 bills passed in the parliament. Congress vehemently opposed it.
Okay.
And where is the gap? Can you just
I don't know.
elaborate?
Somehow our people don't seem to, all these are good and worthy causes. Every major newspaper has written against the renaming of it. Even Dr. Karur has spoken very passionately against the idea. But do you hear the common man worried about it? He's not.
So it's not finding resonance with
I don't
the
think
people.
so.
Oh.
The common man doesn't care. What is in a name? A rose is a rose, in whatever name you decide to call it. So these are not great Gandhian aficionados, okay? They have mixed feelings about Mahatma Gandhi, and I don't understand why the name should be changed.
Yeah, it's not just the name change, and a lot of things are there, like the reduced number of work days and all those things are there. Yeah.
True. But the name change is the most.
Yeah, that's what Congress is raising.
Correct. So that doesn't seem to, the people are not as much as concerned as the Congress is. I have not seen other opposition parties making this an issue as much as the Congress does. Even the voter list alterations, additions, changes, etc., Bihar alleged voter fraud that Rahul Gandhi espouses doesn't seem to gain any traction. The special intensive revision that he speaks about, we haven't heard anything from the politicians of Tamil Nadu since the revision happened, and then close to 1 crore of the voters have been deleted here. So you tell me, how do I reach the common man? I don't know. The Congress is at sea. I'm told that they've again brought Prashant Kishore for discussions. I read. I don't know if that is true.
Yeah, some reports appeared.
Yeah, if that is the case, so they're also wondering how to defeat this BJP juggernaut under Modi, and that is because last parliamentary elections the BJP appeared to be wounded. It didn't get a simple majority. But now it seems to be, it has licked its wounds, the wounds have healed, and then they are showing up with more force than before.
Yeah. So since you mentioned about the special intensive revision, and as you mentioned, around 74 lakh plus people have been omitted from the voters list in Tamil Nadu itself. I think you just missed a point. A lot of politicians, including Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin, he spoke against the SIR, the way it is conducted.
Correct. The speed with which it has been carried out has been a concern for many of these people. But the allegation from Rahul Gandhi is that opposition voters are being deleted. This Chief Minister has not made that claim, because if you look
but
at...
no, we haven't got the final list. No, they may make a claim later, right?
No, later, as of now, because the number of deletions here is remarkably big,
exactly,
right, for a state of this size. Number one. West Bengal, the deletions have not been that much. It's only about close to 6%, as I read. It's much smaller than one would have expected it to be. And still they are claiming, the TMC people are claiming that some of it's probably aimed at some of their voters, etc. We'll have to wait to see. But from the Bihar election results, at least one English newspaper that is published from here had an editorial that showed clearly that these deletions didn't really add to the advantage of the BJP. So what really changed the election narrative and delivered victory to the BJP's laps was clearly the 10,000 rupees, which was given in a very legitimate manner because most parties do buy votes. In my reckoning, at least a fifth of the votes, if not a fourth of the votes, are purchased. All right. So, and every party approaches a voter, and Dr. Anbumani Ramadas is on record several years ago where he says, if you pay this much to a particular voter, he'll deliver this kind of a vote. If you get, if you know, there's a price slab, etc. He spoke about, I think it was after the 2016 elections, general elections in Tamil Nadu. So it is an open secret that most parties spend a considerable part of their election funds to purchase votes. It's done very openly without bringing in the election commission to act against them. So in Bihar, they found a very legitimate way of dispensing this cash. So coming back to the SIR, I don't think, like I'm removed. My entire, all the 4 votes in my household are removed. As we speak, my driver has taken the forms there, Form 6 to...
I recently met a person, interviewed a person whose four of the family members have been not only deleted, they have been mentioned as dead.
I see.
So
I see.
I recently interviewed them. Okay, fine. Yeah, these things are happening.
Thankfully, they've been kinder to me. So I'm still alive. They couldn't just find me in the address that we had mentioned. And it was a genuine deletion in my case and in the case of my family members, because the earlier address was our earlier address. We don't live there anymore. So when these people went on an inspection, when they didn't find me, the way to do it is they'll have to go back, or they'll have to check with the neighbors, etc., which they didn't do. So the speed, the way it was not done in an exhaustive manner, it was not done in a professional manner, is a matter of concern. But I don't think I don't think they know whom I vote for them to delete me, or how my children vote, or my wife votes. So therefore, I don't see a huge conspiracy behind this SIR.
Okay, fine.
And I do not think that the SIR would actually, even after the final list and when parties raise objections, etc., will greatly affect the outcome of the elections.
But will it be a major election issue?
I am not so sure. I'm not so sure. One of the Tamil journals carried a large story a few days ago about the voter deletions, and it claimed that the DMK leadership was very concerned because the deletions clearly aligned with the bogus voters that their district functionaries had included, because the party was very keen on enrolling as many people as possible. So just to satisfy the party leadership, these people have added a number of dead, not living there anymore, people who have moved, etc. And then the deletions matched these people. So they were paved. This is what the journal said.
Okay. So let me ask my final question here. So overall, in 2026, what will be the flavor of politics in India?
Nationally, BJP as the strong continuing force. Statewide, regional parties still playing a very key role. The Congress trying to find its place in this contest, making it to make itself relevant and being a fighting force as it used to be. And caste, religion, cash, these will be the most important issues, rather than real serious issues deciding the outcome of the elections, unfortunately.
Thank you, Mr. Kannan. Thank you so much for your insights. Hope to catch you soon.
Thank you, Amir.
Thank you.